Well, we could talk about snakes on planes, but let's talk song. It's out, Lorde's album Virgin. The reaction video on Man of the Year went quite well, which is why I decided to do one on Hammer as well. And I will just keep making reaction videos to Lorde until you stop watching them. I'm really curious to find new songwriting learnings, so without further ado, let's get going.
Heat in the pavement, my mercury's raising. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation.
That's already interesting. I think it's the tonal center, but I also think it's not Ionian. I think the first chord that we hear is an A major chord, but I also think that the second chord is already not in the scale of A Ionian.
There's a heat in the pavement, my mercury's raising. Don't know if it's love or if it's holding a hammer. Everything looks like a nail.
I think we are in the key and or mode of A mixolydian. And the three chords that we certainly hear at the beginning: A major, G, which is the flat 7, then F sharp minor, and then I'm not really sure if we hear the G again or what this is. I don't know. Let's try and analyze melody next.
There's a heat in the pavement, my mercury's raising.
Two-note melody. A and B, right? Ba-da-ba-ba-dum.
Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation.
Right? Outlining that mixolydian feel.
When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
And a two-note motif, this time a fourth down. So we started here and we land there. Quite interesting lyrics. There's a heat in the pavement, my mercury's raising. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Very, very interesting rhyming pattern as well. So we've got a very clear metric rhythm. Right? So this is the motif in terms of rhythm that repeats. In terms of rhyming pattern, we have got pavement and raising, certainly rhyming, so starting with an AA couple. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. I would say that this is the long third line that also kind of rhymes with pavement and raising, right? So pavement, raising, and ovulation definitely have to do with each other. Then we've got two lines that have nothing to do with each other. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. What we have is cool alliterations with holding and hammer and looks and like, but it looks a little bit like an AAAXX rhyming pattern. Maybe this X rhymes will be completed in the second half of the verse, which I don't know yet.
Everything looks like a nail.
That's an interesting chord. I must find out the chord before I continue.
Everything looks like a nail.
Is it a G major 7?
Everything looks like a nail.
I think so, yes. So A, G, F sharp minor, and back to G, but highlighting that F major 7 in the arrangement. Really cool.
The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck.
Certainly repeating ideas from the verse. Although, in terms of lyrics and rhyming pattern, we certainly leave this bum 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 ba-dum, because now it's the mist from the mountain is kissing my neck.
The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck.
Right? So we don't go back down we had, and this time we stay up. The mist from the mountain is kissing my neck.
Anyone with a snake tongue, I'll show him the chambers of my heart.
So interesting. So, we have got a lot of elements from this first verse idea. The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck. The liquid crystal is in my grip. Loosely rhyming, neck and grip, but they are getting further and further apart. Anyone with a snake tongue, I'll show them the chambers of my lengthy rest, and then heart. Also, heart does not rhyme with nail, so we don't close that idea that we opened with when you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail in verse 1. This is really intriguing.
Now I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think there could be a connection.
Same idea. Verse C, one could say, with melodies that seem to now develop and create tension.
And I sing and I scheme and I dance. Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man.
Interesting. So, now I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think there could be a connection. I burn and I sing and I scheme and I dance. Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. This is really poetic. Keeping elements from verse parts 1 and 2 with that end rhyme on affection and connection, certainly. Now creating new rhymes that were not there before with dance and man. And in general, shortening the motivic lyrical ideas. I burn and I sing and I scheme and I dance. Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. I really wonder where this is going.
Oh, I might have been born again. I'm ready to feel like carry me.
Okay, what was that? Was that pre-chorus? It was certainly the same chorus as in the verse. We are still with the A major, G major, F sharp minor, G major progression. Totally new melodic and lyrical ideas. So the first noticed difference is that while the verses started with a pickup, there's a heat on the pavement, where the heat is the first downbeat word. Here, she starts after the downbeat, and transitioning those two parts nicely with that whoa whoa.
Some days I'm a man. Oh, I might have been.
Okay. Oh, I might have been. Right, starting even after the second beat. Oh, I might have been. Right, with the third beat of the bar as the first stressed melody thing.
Born again.
Another two-note melody, this time an octave up. Remember that we had this E to F sharp thing as kind of the end of the first verse idea? We do something similar, but an octave up, raising the tension certainly.
I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers.
Right? Ready to feel like I don't have the answers.
There's peace in the madness.
Always coming back to that A major arpeggio, C sharp, E, and A, the three notes consisting or forming the A major chord.
Over our heads, let it carry me.
Always that same idea. And a little prosodic element with a lifting melody that says in the lyrics, over our heads, let it. Right? So over our heads and the melody rises. I like those tiny details. And of course, prosodic next level is let it carry me up, 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 up. And what does the melody do? Of course, it goes up. Let's find out how it goes up.
Let it carry me up.
Okay, this time stressing the B. Okay. Okay, something like this.
Let it carry.
carry me.
me
Is what I hear. Interesting. What is that? Is that now interlude? Is that post-chorus? Is that the actual chorus where there is no lyrics and melodies? Interesting. What is certainly the most hooky thing of that section is that cool rhythm. Dun, 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 dun. It's basically a 3-3-2 thing. Yes, with 16th, I believe. Yes, I think it's 16th with a 3-3-2 grouping. Of course, we don't hear all the 16th, which is why it sounds quite crooked with this. But certainly very danceable and rhythmical.
Today I'll go to Canal Street.
Verse 2.
Piercing my ears, I'm making a wish when the needle goes in.
Very loose in terms of lyrical rules, right? Today I'll go to Canal Street, they're piercing my ears, I'm making a wish when the needle goes in. So we're losing the rhymes, but we kind of replace that effect with really cool words and imagery.
Taking over a picture, read it and tell me who I am.
And we have this new harmonic rhythm in the background with gung 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 gung, really hammering that dancey feeling in.
I know you don't deal much in love and affection.
I think we know that from the first verse.
It's a beautiful life, so I play truant.
What's truant? Interesting. If you know, let me know in the comments. I don't know what truant is.
I took tears and they paid me to do it.
It's certainly a word that rhymes with do it.
I might have been born again.
Okay, so if there is a chorus in that song, it's certainly this I might have been born again, right? Because everything else is something like a verse build up to that idea. And the chorus itself, of course, builds up to that rhythmical, instrumental, up thing.
Carry me
Okay, so basically different. It's not ad-lib because it comes back, but it's different ideas, different short ideas to phrase that up thing with different melody movements. Certainly very spacey, right? Also with the piano in the background and that cool noises. New section. Let it break me down till I'm just a breath. Might they do a stacking vocals thing in the bridge? It was actually not a bridge, but the outro. Really interesting. Same harmonic material, right? We are still on that A, G, F sharp minor, G thing, right? Ba-da-da-bum-bum. We have got the same pickup idea. Remember that here from the verse.
There's a heat in
the pavement, right? So we have got this let it break me down, also with the pickup. And we have got a new two-note melody idea, this time C sharp to A, right? And they really follow that through at least 3 times, and the 4th is a variation. Let it break me down till I'm just a breath, till I'm just a voice living in your head. It's a fucked up world, been to hell and back. Quite clear, again, in both metric rhythm and rhyming pattern, although it's kind of open. Breath, head, and back do rhyme. And but I've sent you a postcard from the edge, does rhyme with the other 4 lines as well, but is something else in terms of melody. But I've sent you a postcard from the edge. So that was Hammer by Lorde. Let's try and find songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1, a Let's Talk song classic, is prosodic elements in your melody. So when you have a line like "there's peace in the madness over our heads," and the melody does this here,
There's peace in the madness over our heads.
right? Then this is prosody because the melody actually does what the lyrics say. Da-da-ba-bam! So over our heads and the melody goes up, and then they take this up idea and integrate it back into the lyrics.
Carry me,
So those are the things you should definitely be aware of when writing songs. If you have got a build-up like this, it makes sense to use a word like up in the lyrics to kind of make it go along well with the melody. Songwriting learning number 2 is about writing pop borderline EDM. They care more about rhythms and about sounds than they care about classical choruses, and sometimes David Guetta does that, all the other guys do that. Sometimes it seems like the singer's job is to build up to a very trance-like instrumental section, right? And this we have here as well, where we have this build-up with up, 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 and then we move into something that has chorus function, but certainly has not got the typical chorus elements like a melody hook and a cool lyric line. The chorus is a mood, is a soundscape, but is not the element that we know from classical rock and pop songwriting. So if you want to write modern electronic-y pop music, this is something that you should definitely consider when planning your choruses. And songwriting learning number 3 is about modulating the song structure at the end, because when I started listening to this here, I thought that they would bring back a chorus. So I thought that this was a bridge and it was just a glue to what would be next. Now it makes sense in a song where there is no real chorus to just end with that bridgy thing that then of course becomes an outro. So again, this might be something related to that EDM synth pop feel that I get here from the song, but turning your bridge into an outro, especially keeping in mind the length of your song, can be something useful when writing spacey pop music. And this was my reaction and on-the-fly analysis of Lorde's Hammer. If you like this video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel if you haven't yet, and to leave friendly comments also saying if you would like me to continue working on Lorde's new album or not. Please consider becoming a premium member of the channel, getting exclusive preview and additional material. Please also take a look at the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting, available at spectreacademy.net if you want to take your songwriting to the next level. I guess we've talked song, you can talk about snakes on planes now. Bye bye!